Inspire with Nendrix, the foundation.
I see you. Did I disturb you? I'm sorry. I just want 5 minutes of your time. Just 5 minutes. So if you can stop for a second, I want to share something with you really quick. Another 5 minute quickie. This is Dr. Hairston. I am the founder and president of Embracing Arms Incorporated and the brand movement hashtag URBESTLYFE. And I'm coming to you today with another quickie. Really, really quick. Do you own life insurance? Some life insurance, group life insurance, individual life insurance, term life insurance. Do you own some life insurance? Okay. Some people do not. Some people do not own life insurance, and I want to say that if you are part of the some people, I want you to go do some research, ask some questions, and get you some life insurance. So, one of the things that breaks my heart the most is opening up my social media page, Facebook page, to read that there's a GoFundMe happening. And people are trying to get donations for a loved one who suddenly passed, a young person who suddenly passed, you know, a little baby that may have passed, even an elder relative who passed, and no one considered taking care of life insurance policies. This is probably a good time to start asking questions of your adult children, asking questions of your parents and your grandparents. Do you have life insurance? And if they don't, talking to them about possibly getting it, and maybe you even taking out a policy for your parents and your grandparents if they do not have it for whatever the reason. We do know that the research shows that there are different reasons why people do not purchase life insurance. A lot of that is there's an income issue, so they can't afford to purchase life insurance. Some of them may not even have a job. Maybe they just aren't educated enough around life insurance and the different types of policies. And some people there's something, uncomfortable for people to just dump their money into, a service that you won't really reap, in their minds, won't really reap the benefits until they're dead. And then they're not really reaping the benefits of it, the people who's left behind are. So there's all these different reasons. Now, their study also shows that African American families, it's climbing in terms of families with life insurance. So we are up there. It's no longer like it was back in the 70s where it's like, oh, look, families of color or African American families and black families do not have life insurance. So that is not the case anymore. Especially those families that have some education. The research shows that the more education in the home, and just the more understanding about the life insurance and the different types of life insurance, the greater the likelihood that the family will have life insurance coverage, not just for them, but for the entire family. So if you are one of those people who do not have life insurance because of whatever the reason, this is your opportunity to start asking some questions and Googling some things, talking to people who may have life insurance, or maybe just scheduling a meeting with a life insurance agency to ask about their life insurance policies. You can go to your banks, you can go to your car insurance, places like Allstate and State Farm and New York Life Insurance. I mean, these are all places where you can actually inquire about life insurance policy and the costs. Do it now before you start, getting sick, and then they start running these tests, and then you become a little bit of a high risk. My grandchildren, when they're born, I immediately get life insurance for them, and it is through Gerber. And there's a Gerber Grow Up plan that you can invest your money in, that helps your young people when they're ready to go off to college. So inquire, ask some questions, do some Google search, schedule a meeting with some of these agents, and figure out what policy is best for you and how much is adequate for you and to support your family when you're no longer in, there, especially if you have a spouse or if you have minor children, because, many of our children and our spouse depend on our incomes. And so when you're not there, it becomes really difficult. And so I remember sitting with my life insurance agency, and when my kids were younger, they were kind of looking at my salary at the time, and I think I was making maybe $40,000-$50,000 at the time, and they were saying, well, if you want your kids to be okay for the next 5 years, then perhaps you should, 5 times your salary. And so $250,000 salary. So, there's different calculations that they use to determine what dollar amount of life insurance you should have for your family. But the bottom line is, if you don't have life insurance, even if you don't have the minimum of a group life insurance with your job, you take the time out to go find some and get some life insurance, because you definitely don't want to leave this place with your family having that added burden of dealing with not only the fact that you're no longer there, but how am I going to pay for a funeral for my loved ones? It's hard enough grieving, and now you have to kind of deal with the financial impact of that. So be responsible, think about it, do some research, but cover yourself. All right, that was all I wanted to bring to you. Go back to doing your important thing, whatever it was, and go in the community and embrace someone. They're waiting on you. Continue to live your absolute best life.
My LaCasa boy, this is my residence. My prescription boy, this is my medicine. The world can be sickening, living in house resemblance. Not to mention the media's effort to keep us in the most simplistic state of mind. Lowest age bracket committing the highest rate of crime.